Hello, Sheffield United fans. Welcome to the Sheffield United Way. I'm reacting to Sheffield United 2, Luton Town 3. The second season in a row that Luton Town have come to Sheffield United, Bramall Lane, and done us over. I am extremely annoyed about this game. They did us over last season. Rob Edwards came with a plan. They scored a goal. We couldn't reply. But this time, we replied, and we replied extremely well. And then we threw it away. We threw that away so much, and it's just wound me up. I'm going to be honest. Please leave your comments in, because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be going through comments a lot more in this game because I don't really want to talk about it. I think that I normally like to go through, and I say analytically for me, and tell you why Sheffield United have not won this game. But I can't tell you in this game. I think we were slightly worse in the first half, and we were way, way, way better than them in the second half. I'm not sure how many shots they had in the second half, but it didn't warrant 2 goals. Let's put it that way. So let's get on to the starting lineup. I'm shouting. I know that I'm shouting first and foremost, which I apologize. I'm going to put the mic a little bit further away. And I think I'm shouting because I'm really, really annoyed with how we played in this game. So the team, I've got absolutely no problems with the team that Chris Wilder put out in this game, because I put it on my fan hub. By the way, if you want to download fan hub, in the comments, fan hub is the greatest app of all time. I were using it before they even contacted us. But yeah, it's a great app. I put it in there as my predicted 11, this exact team, and that's what we put out. So what I've got absolutely no reason for qualms about the team that we put out. I wouldn't have taken Andre Brooks off, even though we got back into the game after that. I would not have taken off Gus Harmer. Not sure if he picked up an injury in the game, but I wouldn't have done either of those two things. But the team was as expected, what I expected us to put out, and actually more attacking than what I've seen in a team for a long time. And I was looking at it thinking, this is the team that I want us to put out, but because I'm so used to Hecky's tactics, I'm thinking, oh, we're not going to put out that team. This is a Chris Wilder team, and we're going to go out there and we're going to go for it. Did we do that in the first half? Maybe we tried to, but we weren't good enough, were we? And they were a lot better than us in that first half. So much better than us in that first half. And they reaped the rewards through a guy called Alfie and a guy that had business in the front, party at the back. I don't want to see any player that has a haircut like that scoring, not just at Bramall Lane, but scoring through our goalkeeper's legs from a tight angle. Wes had a mare on that goal. And I'm not really a Wes hater at all. I think that Wes was fantastic last season. I think he was fantastic the season before as well. Obviously, goalkeepers make mistakes at times. And Dean Henderson, who's one of my favorite Blades goalkeepers of all time, he made mistakes. He made terrible mistakes. He made a couple that I remember of: Leeds at home, Liverpool at home, Aston Villa away. He made some. Well, Aston Villa wasn't quite as bad, but he made some terrible mistakes. But he saved us a lot of points in the long run. And Wes this season has cost us quite a few. And today, do you know what? I expected this goal to go in at his front post, because I kind of understood it a little bit more if that ball would have crept in at his front post, and he's like expecting it to come across the box, and he's just not expecting it to go at his front post. But to go through your legs as a professional goalkeeper when you're there, and it didn't really go through with much power, shall we say. It didn't go through with any power at all from Alfie Doherty. Doherty? Doughty. Like, I've seen his face and I've seen him play, and he looks all right, but he should not have caused us that many problems down that right hand side. And I'm not completely blaming Wes on this goal because Gus Harmer, who's one of my favorite people in Sheffield right now, including my family. He's not one of my, he's not the favorite, but like, I love Gus Harmer. I think Gus Harmer is one of my favorite footballers that Sheffield United have had, not because of performances on the pitch, but because I know that he's a very, very good footballer. And he just got brushed aside for this first goal. And it was embarrassing, to be perfectly honest. And I'm not saying that Gus Harmer is a defender, but at the same time, Coventry fans told us that Gus Harmer is a defensive midfielder. I'm not sure whether he is. I think he was. I would put him in the same bracket for me, seeing him play football as the Lundstrom role, if you like. Right hand side of midfield, good defensive, good going forward, box to box midfielder. But I wouldn't say he was a defensive midfielder, which a lot of Coventry fans seem to think he is. He just got brushed aside for this goal. And first of all, I'm not sure why he's doing that defending where he is. I think it was Andre Brooks was the only player close to him to help him out in this one-on-one. And Alfie Doughty, Alfie Doughty, he's obviously used to these one-on-ones. Gus Harmer not used to these one-on-ones. So why did we let this happen? Now, I'm not sure. I've not looked back at the footage, but he's in the left back position. Why is Trusty or Robinson not doing this job? So I'm not sure how that happened. So we're not going to blame it all on Wes, but Harmer, shocking. And then why is another defender not picking this up? And why is it a central midfielder that is kind of left hand side of midfield / central midfield having to do this job? And that's the main reason why we considered this goal. Because if you've got Trusty or Max Lowe or Robinson on Doughty there, he's not getting past him so easily. So we'll put it that way. We'll say that. We'll say that. Mullet, that's the one. Mullet. I've been thinking part of the front, business at the front, part of the back. Couldn't remember what it was called. Mullet. That's the one. That's the one. Anyway, so we go 1-0 down, and I'm thinking the worst, to be honest. I'm thinking this is typical Blades this season. We've gone 1-0 down against a team that we probably shouldn't go 1-0 down against. And I'm not saying that. No derogatory sort of slander towards Luton here. I'm just saying that on that pitch at that time, I don't think Luton was much better than us. That's why I'm saying that we shouldn't have gone 1-0 down. There's so many more teams this season that have gone 1-0 up against us that weren't 1-0 up worthy or 2-0 up worthy or just beating us. Like, for instance, Everton went 1-0 up against us. And I'm just thinking about a game a long time ago. Yeah, it's just off the top of my head. Seems like a team that has come to Bramall Lane and just not really deserved a lead at half time. And that was Luton. I don't think they did. I thought they were slightly better than us, but I wouldn't say they were loads better than us. And they go in 1-0 up, better than us. And of course, Wilder's going to be into him. He's going to be saying, "What are you doing, boys? You are 1-0 down to a team that, yeah, they're a good side, and they're going to pick points up from a lot of teams this season. But you're going 1-0 down against a team that haven't really put you in a position where you should be 1-0 down." But we go 1-0 down and we go into the second half. Andre Brooks comes off, Max Lowe comes on. At the time, I'm thinking that's not a good strategy. But at the end of the day, Chris Wilder is the manager of Sheffield United, and I'm not. And Chris Wilder's got the coaching badges and all that lot. And I'm thinking this is quite clearly a tactical swap where you've changed your formation. So I'm thinking, I'm just hoping that this formation swap has just made us play differently and just create more chances. And it did. And in the 61st minute, Ollie McBurney puts the Blades 1-all. And we are buzzing, absolutely buzzing about that. James McAtee drives through the heart of their midfield slash defense. Looks like he's going all the way, gets brought down. Um, Looks like no yellow card there, even though obviously we scored, which is great, but that should have been a yellow card. The ball bobbles through to McBurner and he finishes with a plum. Yes, it comes off the goalkeeper, but who cares? Ollie McBurney's put this past the goalkeeper. It's gone into the back of the net. And it's great to see McBurney pick up another goal for the season because that's going to give him loads of confidence. Yes, don't get me wrong. By the end of this game, we are not full of confidence because of what has happened previously. But Ollie McBurney's got another goal to the to his CV, and that's what you want to see. 8 minutes later, we go 2-1 up, and that's Anel Ahmed Hodzic, and it looked like it should have gone in from one of them anyway. So the ball, I'm trying to remember how it ended up kind of rolling towards the goal. McBurney cuts it back. Someone has a shot. I'm struggling here because I've had a few beers, to be honest. I sound like Chris Wilder right now. I'm stumbling over my words because I've had a few beers. But the ball gets put towards goal. It takes a deflection. It's rolling wide, it looks like. And then there's a big kerfuffle in the box where their defender does really, I think McAtee's pounced on it and he's trying to put the ball in the back of the net. Doesn't quite go because a really, really good challenge by their defender. Gets it off the line. Big kerfuffle. Comes out to Anel and he slots it in that corner absolutely beautifully, like a striker would do. And we are going absolutely crazy. We've got 20 minutes to go. We are 2-1 up in a must-win game. Yeah, it might not be must-win, but it's a big game for us. It's a huge game for us. 3 points from this game, and we are back in contention. We are second bottom. We are close to Luton. We are close to Forest as well, even though they won today. And we are loving life right now. Luton can't touch us. They've been playing 25 minutes at this point. 25, 35 minutes. I don't know. My maths is not great. They've been playing some minutes and they've been nowhere near us. They've not got anywhere near scoring a goal against us. They bring on Carlton Morris and Ogbonna, and they're a little bit better, but I think that's just the Sheffield United way. And that's what we do. When we go one goal up, or even two goals up, but one goal up usually, we sit back and let them come on to us. I don't particularly think that Luton were too much better than us after the 69th minute. But eventually, and this is 8 minutes later, in the 77th minute, Jack Robinson, unfortunately, manages to find his way to scoring an own goal. And do you know what? Own goal has been really, really good to us this season. Not today, because two goals overturned a 2-1 Blades win, and they were both on goals. The first one, like I've just said, Jack Robinson, the ball gets put in from a corner, I believe, knocked out. The ball gets put back in. And this is what this is what Luton do. They put balls into the box. And what were we expecting? Like, of course they're going to put a ball into the box. Lots and lots of teams put balls into the box. And the ball got put into the box. Jack Robinson jumps higher than anybody else. I think there's a little bit of a coming together, as they say. A little bit of a tussle. Might have been a little bit of a foul on Jack Robinson. Nobody's said this. I'm just saying this from the replays that I've seen. Like, I didn't see anything in it. It looked like the ball come in from my angle and it went straight through into the corner and Wes couldn't save it. But from replays, it looks like the ball comes in, Jack Robinson tussles with the man, and then he jumps up and he's off balance and he flicks it into the corner. And it's just typical Sheffield United, isn't it? Like I watched Jimmy Blades Ramble's match reaction before I came on here, and the amount of comments that came in that said Jack Robinson should never. No, no, no. One that Jimmy brought up. I need to be honest. They weren't a load, but the one that Jimmy brought up, Jack Robinson should never play for the club again. Get a grip. Like Jack Robinson has been fantastic this season for us. If anyone says Jack Robinson shouldn't play for the club again, you need to get a grip of your life. You really do. He's jumped up for a ball. He's won the ball. It's ended up in the back post. It's ended up pretty much right in the corner where Wes couldn't get there. And that's life. That happens. And then literally 4 minutes later, not the same, but the ball gets passed back in from Carlton Morris, gets passed across the box with a lot of power, and Slimani just connects with it, and it just flies into the far corner. He's trying to clear the ball, he just slices it, and it ends up in the far corner. I don't think he slices it. I think it hits him, and I think it ends up in the corner. What are you expected to do? Now, I think the season's over from this game. I'm going to be honest. I think the only way that something else comes of this season is if it's a miracle and we go games and games unbeaten, or we pick up 3 wins in 4, or something ridiculous that happens where we are just brilliant. Other than that, we're not going to stay up right now. We're going to go back down. It's devastating. It is. But at the same time, do we need it? Do we need to come back down to go back up? Because we're not good enough right now. If we can keep hold of Harmer, if we can keep hold of Souza, if we can keep hold of most of the team that play this season, we'll go back up. It's fine. But I can't see us keeping hold of all of them. And it's however much we invest into kind of trying to go back up, because right now, yeah, I can't see us staying up. And I did think this before the Aston Villa game, or after the Aston Villa game. And if you think about it, I was saying about the fact that it was 2 points dropped against Aston Villa. We're 84 minutes into the game, 85, 86, 87, whatever. We are 1-0 up. And then you think about if we hold out in that game, we're 2 points better off. And then we hold out in this game and we are 3 points better off. Let's have a little look where we would be. That's 5 points. We would be on 14 points. We would be 1 behind Luton. We would be 3 in front of Burnley. And we would be 2 points behind Everton / 3 points behind Forest, because we know Everton are better than Forest. So we are still in it. We are by far still in it. But right now, we're on 9 points, rock bottom of the league. We are 7 points off 17th, 8 points off 16th. We've got no chance. And I want to say I'm an optimist, and I'm not always an optimist, but it's going to be a tough road for us to stay up right now. It's devastating. It really is. And this defeat today has ended probably a lot of hope from Blades fans. So let us know in the comments what you think. I'm going to leave it there. I might go through a few players that I think have played well today, to be perfectly honest, because there were a few. I think that Trusty had one of his worst games, in all honesty, but I love Trusty. I think Trusty's fantastic. I'm hoping that Harmer was just a little bit injured. Well, I'm not hoping that. I don't want him to be injured, but I don't want Chris to have brought him off because he thought that tactically Harmer should have been off the pitch, because he's one of our best players, if not our best player. I thought McBurney had a good game. I know he scored, and people are going to give him more props because he scored, but I think he had a good game overall. James McAtee drove everything. I think James McAtee was the man of the match for me in this game. I'm not sure who got given it, but James McAtee 100% deserves it. And that's all I really want to talk about because I don't think anyone really deserved more of a shout out than that, to be perfectly honest. It's good to see Reece Norrington Davies back on the bench because we've missed him. He's been injured for a long time, and it's nice to see him finally get into a position where he can be put on the bench. So, yeah, big shout out to Reece Norrington Davies. Let's go through some comments before I leave you. Please leave a like on the video if you could. Really appreciate it. Having a great day today, other than the football. And yeah, we're still trying to hit that 1 million mark before the end of the year. We are 18K, I think, away from it. So fingers crossed we hit it. It's a big, big milestone for us. It's a big milestone for the Sheffield United community as well, if you like. We do see everybody that watches these videos as contributors. You are everything to us. So we really, really would appreciate it if you helped us get over that milestone. We'll go through some now. How long are we going to think we will be better next game? Allison says. That's a hard question to answer, isn't it, really? Chris Wilder's definitely picked the team up off their knees, but I think it doesn't really equate to points. Sorry, it doesn't equate in numbers if you don't pick up points. We've certainly been better since he's come in, and he's picked up some points for us. But losing against Luton at home, I know he's annoyed. I've heard his post match, and I know he's annoyed. But yeah, he should be, and he's annoyed about the defending, and the defending needs to get better. And actually, if you'd have looked at us before the start of the season, you'd have said that our defending would be the best part of our game. And it's just not. It hasn't been all season. Really can't see us staying up. Always seem to be conceding late on. Also, the Blades, though, will be back. Fair enough. Fair enough, Stephen. Absolutely disturbed if we all can sit there and freeze our ass off and all the players can do is clap. Do you know what? I think that's a bit harsh. I think we've been good today. I think we've not been fantastic. We should have gone there and took it to them and beat them off the park. We should have been to it. We should have won by 1-0, 2-0, and not let them have an inch. But we didn't, and they came to us, and they're a good team. They're a really good team. But at the same time, I don't think you can say that all the players did was clap. I think if the players didn't clap, you'd have more of a problem with it then. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think 2 goals conceded by own goals. What can you do? I think it's an unlucky thing to happen. I really do. Season done. I see Wilder has quickly distanced himself and laid blame on players. Sounds familiar. Oh God. We're all literally just turning. We're turning already. Exactly when Hamey came off, the game changed completely. McAtee has been poor this season. Oh my God. I think I'm watching a different game. Luton's last shot of the game was in the 67th minute. Thank you, Taze. That's not good. The fact that we've conceded 2 goals and their last goal was before that is shocking. It's down to us. It's not down to them being better than us. It's down to us. Sheffield United have faded. No, I don't know what that means. To beat any of their relegation rivals this season, lost to Forest, Burnley, Luton, and drew with Everton. Fair play, Michael Brown. Fair play, and I will always give props to fair play and people that speak honestly and people that aren't saying silly things. The mullet is coming back into fashion. No, I don't want it. I know it's coming back into fashion, and nobody should do that. If you've got a mullet and you're commenting on this video, let us know right now because I'm not a fan in the slightest of the mullet. A horror 5 minutes, moments of fortune for Luton that deflected in. Where's our luck? I think we just have a plan for the future and play more kids in the next 11 next to Brooks. Wes's time is up. Let's talk about Wes for a second. I didn't think before the last three games that we would be looking for a new goalkeeper. I thought we had bigger problems, bigger fish to fry than a new goalkeeper. Now I'm thinking we need one. And Wes can't be letting goals through his legs. Like that just can't happen. And yes, Harmer is at fault for letting Doughty get past him, but you can't be letting goals through your legs like that. It's not good enough. And he's made a lot of errors recently. And yeah, there's two just the last two games that have cost us big time. But yeah, I think we will be in for another goalkeeper, if I'm being honest. I think Wes is a fantastic second goalkeeper, and I think he was great last season. And actually, if we went for a big goalkeeper in January to try and keep us up, even though there's probably no point at this point, I think Wes would be a good Championship goalkeeper like he was last season. But we'll have to see what happens. Really deflated after that game. Did so well to come back and make it 2-1, then gifted them 2 goals. Do you know what? I could have come on here 26 minutes ago and just said what JohnEgan.com had said and walked off and felt, do you know what? I've put in a good effort there because that's exactly what happened. We threw away the game due to poor decision making from a few players. Yeah, probably fair play. When Wilder mentioned this togetherness, why was there only 6 players at the end of the game clapping the cop on the whole absolute disgrace? No fight from start. Can't really disagree with that. What do we have to do to get 3 points? Lady Luck definitely deserted us today. Jimmy Blades Rumble, good to see you, mate. Do you think Prince now should sell this club? I think he's been trying to sell the club for a while, and I don't think that's really. He's not really hiding that. And I've got no opinion on whether the Prince should sell or not. It's whether he can personally fund us as a club and push us forward. If he can't push us forward, then yes, he needs to sell. If he can push us forward, then no, he doesn't need to sell. So that's not really my decision to make. But if he can't, then yes, of course he should sell. And that's what he's been trying to do for a while. Massive changes in the summer for me. Need that winning mentality back within the squad. The old guard have had their time. We need to inject youth and optimism back into the club and go again. Possibly Scott, possibly right. Why did he take Brooks off? One of the better players yet again. Do you know what, John? I'm not going to give Wilder much stick for that because when he changed that with Brooks, we ended up going and going 2-1 up. So you can't really give him much stick for that. Look, miles better second half. Shame we conceded 2 own goals. Just not trying to push out from the back. Maybe so. And that's it. I think it's just 2 really unfortunate errors. Not even errors because Slimani, I wouldn't count the ball coming across that hits his leg and going into the corner is an error. It's just a crazy thing to happen. I'm a Luton fan, GG, but it gives us another 3 points to relegation battle. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I really appreciate that. More drunk match reactions. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not sure whether it's worked or whether it's not, but let us know in the comments. We are very close now to being cut adrift. I think as long as we don't go down with Derby's points total, which we won't, then right now it is what it is, isn't it? Where's do or die? We didn't do. Was do or die. I'm all for the rebuild and promotion push next season, but only if it results in us establishing ourselves in the Premier League like a Fulham. Well, you can't say that, can you? We don't know. Like it's absolutely fine saying we need to rebuild, but only if we get a promotion push. Like you can't say let's rebuild, but only if we've got promotion. Like, who knows? Who knows what happens if you go for that? Dream on if you think this season's salvageable. I didn't say it was, to be honest, but yeah, other people might. The second goal was a disgrace. It came from a corner, which was never a corner. Yes, yes, yes. I've heard that a lot of people saying that, but that's life, isn't it? Like you're not going to get every decision your way. There's loads of throw-ins that aren't, and you see on Match of the Day quite a lot of the time when a goal's going to come on Match of the Day, it's when it's come off somebody else and gone out for a corner because they show you that part because then it leads to a goal. So it happens a lot. It's not. It's one of them things. Um, Darren's saying we are going down. Sadly, schoolboy defending again. We just can't hang on to a lead. We need to prepare for the championship now because these players just aren't good enough for the Premier League. No chance of staying up, even though a strong start to the second half and turning the game around. You just know we're always likely to concede. Always have that feeling. Yeah, I'm with you, Gaz. I'm with you, mate. All down to the owners. It's not though, is it? It's not. It's not all down to the owners. Like, yes, the owner has not put them in the best position, but it's not all down to the owners. When you have two goals conceded from own goals that have been unlucky, you can't just say it's all down to the owners. Blades Ramble say Wes has to go. Agreed. I agree that he shouldn't be our goalkeeper, but what can we do right now? Each and every game, we look lightweight compared to the opposition. It's not devastating, it's football. It's still devastating. With Sheffield United fans. If it's not devastating to see us lose a game like this, a massive game, then what is? Tragic performance, championship. It's not a tragic performance. I think I'm on a different planet to other people. I really do. Maybe I've had a drink, and maybe that's the reason why I'm saying these things. People saying it's a tragic performance. It wasn't. It was probably a performance that deserved to win the game or edged the game, shall we say, because Luton were not better than us in the second half. Over the full game, I would have to say that we were better than Luton. Definitely. We had 51% possession. Oh, right. Okay. Luton had 0.58%. Sorry, 0.58 XG. We had 2.78. We had over two goals, expected goals more than them. We had 21 goal attempts. They had 12. We had 6 on target. They had 4. We had 15 off target. They had 8. We had 12 free kicks on that, really. 9 corners. They had 4. Dangerous attacks 61 to 44. We were the better team by far. Like, I'm not being funny, ladies and gents. And do you know what? If they deserved an absolute scolding, I would give it them. But they don't deserve that scolding. They actually don't. Can I just say 21 goal attempts to 12, 0.58 expected G from Luton. They scored 3 goals from a 0.58 XG. We had 2.78 XG. Is that what am I missing? What am I missing? Harmer is out the next game due to too many yellows, and McAtee can't play against opponents. That's a bad one. That is a bad one. But at the end of the day, it's game over, isn't it? It's season over, pretty much, with the way that people are talking. It's some unreal run. We need to go on like Man City has 34 points will do. I think 30 points will do, to be honest, but I can't imagine us getting 30 points right now. Luton will stay up, fight, great determination, togetherness, and some quality with Barkley and Doughty. Can't look at Doughty and think that somebody with a mullet has a lot of quality. I just can't. Anyway, birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Philippe Palmer. Happy birthday. Everybody let Philippe know that it's his birthday and that you wish him happy birthday. Um, apologies, ladies and gents. Defensive and goalkeeper errors are our biggest downfall. Has been since. Yeah, agreed. At least we have an easy last game of 2023, though. Yeah, fair play. You've got to have a laugh about it, haven't you? You've got to have a laugh. Up the blades. Happy New Year to you, Nick, and the rest of the Sheffield United team from Portland, Oregon. Legend, mate. Thank you very much. Couldn't care less whether players clap on. Just give up. Just give up with it. I'm going to fly through now, ladies and gents. Top man, thank you very much, Jimmy Blades Ramble. Really appreciate it, mate. Absolutely mortified. At least the hope has died. If we'd won, I'd have believed we could stay up. Now I am planning for the championship. Absolutely, Hal. That's not you though, is it? You're a really, really optimistic blade, and the fact that you're not optimistic about this just makes me less optimistic. So be more optimistic. Oh wait. Let's get in there. John White Smith, absolute legend of a man, sits on the same stand as me and gives me a good chat every now and then. The Blades will always be my team, although we are poor. A lot of players tried hard and got us back in the game. Top man. He is a top man. What else can I say? Is our first home game with more than 50. That's a good show. I think it is. We had the game won and threw it away with a combination of poor defending and also bad luck. Cause yep, agreed. Over the top much this season was over before it begun with terrible ownership. I'm not being funny, but I've seen a lot of teams stay up with not a great side. We weren't given the best hand by the ownership. Prince Abdullah did not sign the players that we needed. We haven't got the strength in depth, don't get me wrong, but we should have done better with what we've got. The amount of points we've thrown away this season for poor defending, you can't just blame the ownership. You just can't. So the people blaming the ownership, it's a little bit lazy. It is. So you can caveat every comment with saying that we were put in a bad position. Yes, I agree. But you've got to come, players have got to come into this at a certain point, and the manager and decisions and decisions on the pitch and decisions to bring on and off players, decisions from players to get sent off because Ollie Max got sent off a few times this season and that's caused us problems. There's many a time when we've caused ourselves problems, and you can't just blame the ownership every single time we lose a game of football. You just can't. It's silly. It really is. 61 tomorrow, 50 years a blade, and will always be a blade. Too right, mate. Too right. And I'm going to leave it there because at the end of the day, I was thinking this today. I know it sounds daft. I was speaking to a Wednesday fan earlier on, and I said, I've got absolutely no problems with Wednesday fans because at the end of the day, if you're a Wednesday fan and you were brought up in the Wednesday era after they were a little bit good, then you've been brought up by a Wednesday fan by somebody else, like your dad, by your uncle, but somebody else. And like, I would much rather see somebody pick. I'd much rather see somebody become a Sheffield United fan than become a Man United fan because they've picked it. So, like, we all, as Blades fans, as Wednesday fans, as Oldham fans, as Stockport fans, we pick these clubs with teams around us in surrounding cities and stuff. We pick them, but we don't pick them because our family kind of my dad made me a Sheffield United fan. That's the reason why I'm a Sheffield United fan. So why the hell would I go off and support Man United or Man City? Like, I'm a Sheffield United fan through thick and thin. Like, I've been here since mid 90s. Like, even before I even knew I was a Sheffield United fan. So this is what we are. So let's not worry about things like that. Let's not worry about, oh, we're pissed off about this and that and the other. Like, we're Sheffield United fans through and through. That's what it is. So let's move on. We're gonna go down at some point. We're gonna go up. we're going to go like this. But as long as we stay true to ourselves and be Sheffield United fans, then it's all that matters. Isn't it really? We're all Blades through and through, and we're going to still stay Blades. So, yeah, there's no point in moaning about it too much because we'll always be Blades. There'll always be ups and downs. And yeah, that's life. Anyway, thanks for watching, ladies and gents. I really, really appreciate everybody being here, everybody commenting, and yeah, leave a like before you go. Really, really appreciate it. We put a lot of effort into this channel, maybe too much effort. My wife and other presenters' wives would say. So yeah, leave us a like, watch as many videos as you can, and yeah, we'll see you very, very soon on the channel. Stay Blade.